you that you can dream bigger during NuMark Credit Union's home improvement sale. For a limited time, enjoy a low intro rate on their interest-only home equity line of credit. Use your savings to make home improvements, finance higher education. I definitely need to listen to that. Take a trip and more. NuMark Credit Union has options for you, so call them at 815-729-3211 or visit newmarkcu.org to learn more. That's NUMARKCU.org. Equal housing lender, member let's see here, equal housing opportunity lender, NuMark Credit Union, where you are family. We got that out of there now. And also want to remind you that NuMark's nice enough to donate a $25 Visa gift card. We will be giving away one at the end of the program. Just listen to our conversation, and it could pay off, and to the tune of $25 from NuMark Credit Union. I'd like to say good morning to the Vice President of Marketing for NuMark Credit Union, Kari Endres. Hi, Kari. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing great, Scott. How are you?
I am fine. We haven't talked in a while. How is 2022 going for you so far?
2022 has been busy, but it's been a good year. We're doing a lot of stuff for folks, and
good.
I can't complain. It's a good year. I'm feeling good about it.
All right, that's good. That's good enough. That's good enough for me. And Leah Smith is the marketing specialist from NuMark. Hi, Leah. How are you doing this morning?
Hey, Scott. I'm good. How are you?
I am fine and dandy. Everything good in your world?
Oh, of course, everything's good. I mean, you just told everyone we have a great home improvement sale going on here, and it's Youth Financial Literacy Month, and I love talking about money with kids, so I'm happy to be here to talk about how we can help educate our youth and the parents of our youth about money.
Yeah, because, kids usually absorb, hopefully anyway, what we teach them. Hopefully, if it's good, or if it's not good, hopefully they're not absorbing that, but that's another story for another day. So you got it right. All right, so I want to jump into this. Kari, let's start with you. And we're going to talk about how we can teach kids, young people, to manage their money. And it is so important. Parents probably don't do a good enough job. That's why I'm glad you guys are kind of tackling this today.
Oh, pleasure. Yeah. When I was growing up, people just didn't talk about money. It's just one of those things that you didn't talk about, and it's still true today. And having the amount of money that you need, it gives you a sense of security. So I think that's why a lot of parents don't talk to their children about money. They want them to feel safe. And at my house, it was kind of magic. Like, I knew money didn't grow on trees, and I knew we had to work for it. And it was something but when we really needed something like magic, it was there. And I didn't see all the money gymnastics that my parents were probably doing to make all that come together. And later in life, I would have appreciated that more because, there's a struggle. There always is, no matter what you do. That's just life. But so it's really important to talk to your kids about money at an early age because money is a tool for living your life. And it's like any other skill. You have to learn it, practice it, make some mistakes, and then learn again. And to do that in the safety of your family, so you're better prepared for the real world. And you can't assume that just because you're a good student, that they're just going to know this stuff. And you can't assume any kid is going to know this stuff. They're going to figure it out, but rather than having them figure out the hard way, we help them do it the right way the first time. Yeah,
it's interesting you say that because I grew up and my mom was raising us for the first several years of my life. And you're right, things magically just appeared. I mean, they just how'd we get that? Well, we had a little extra money this month or something like that. So I kind of learned my, exactly. Yeah. She made it work. And I kind of learned I'm kind of a cheapskate and my kids make fun of me all the time. But I learned that from her, make do with what you have.
Exactly. And be content with what you have. Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
All right. So, Leah, what are ways we can talk to our children about spending, savings, and earning money? How do we broach the topic?
So just like Kari said, it's a hard topic to talk about with our kids. First, what you want to do is make sure you start slow. Just Let's just ease into the concept. We're going to set a goal, and then we're going to learn together. And then the sooner you start, the better. So, for example, if they're young, we want to start showing them that they'll have to prioritize things that they want to buy. So, of course, one thing you could do is set up a store in the house, for example. And if you're giving your child allowance, let them buy things from that store, but have enough in the store where they can't buy it all. And it'll show them that they will get money, but you can't always get what you want. That's a good concept to start with. When they're in the preteens, you want to start talking to them about saving, because of course they'll have that money, but savings is a good thing to have. You want to save for your car in the future, or go on a trip with your friends, or go to Six Flags. That's what I wanted to save for. Six Flags was the destination of my time. So I always wanted to save for that. So give them a goal to save towards. And then if they're older, start teaching them about how they can track the money they've been saving for as long as they can remember. And then from youth, they know that they can't just buy everything that they want. So once you start early and kind of get a plan going, it all flow. And by the time that your teen has the money in their hand, they're able to make good money choices.
Yeah, absolutely. Kari, teens, a lot of them want to make their own money. They want a job because they want that financial freedom. So give the teens advice now, the ones at least that are looking to make their own dough.
So two things. First, one thing I would keep in mind is don't believe all the hype. When you had mentioned about contentment on social media and on TV shows, it's so easy to compare your life to anyone else on that screen, right? And you can get caught in the comparison trap. So just because someone else, purchased a car doesn't mean that that's the right thing for you right now, right? That happened to me when I graduated from high school. There were a lot of kids in my class who were getting new cars and showing them off, because why wouldn't you show them off, right? It's fun to get a new car and show it off and all that good stuff. I would have loved a new car, but I knew my parents had been working hard, and they were sending me to college. I was going to get a college education. I wasn't going to get a new car from my parents. And in the end, that college education is still working for me, and those cars have been in the junkyard for a long time. They've been resting for a while. So it's good to set a goal for your future. You're earning your own money now. Be content with what you have. Don't, worry about everybody else. And as adults, we do it too. Watch any home improvement show, and we're all of a sudden looking at our walls like, man, I live in, right?
I want that shiplap too, gosh darn it.
I know. I want to do some shiplap. Right, exactly. So, and we all do that. And all those, gorgeous cars out there, especially when you're itching for a car, every car out there is like one you want. So you have to be content with what you want, and you know what your goals are. And having that, whatever you're going to do in life, if you need to learn a skill that gives you more options for earning a good living, whether that's going to a trade school, going to college, whatever that is for you, whatever that skill is that you need to develop, that should be your focus. And, everything else will fall in line eventually. The other thing is if you don't already, you should have a bank account.
Yeah.
Make sure that you're putting that money away. Makes it easier for you to save. If you can do direct deposit, some places will let you do that even better. That way you get paid. You don't have to take that check to the bank or credit union. It just goes right into your account, puts it into places where you want it to be. And then having a debit card too, so that you can get used to paying with some plastic here and there, pay for some things, get used to that convenience. And then again, it's all of this would be with your parents' consent. And we have those options available for kids, and I'll talk about that later too. But 13 to 18, they can do that. Yeah. They can have their own account.
Nice.
And it's a great way to learn.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Kari Endres is the Vice President of Marketing for NuMark. Leah Smith, Marketing Specialist for NuMark. This is Money Talk, brought to you by NuMark Credit Union. Don't forget, at the end of the program, we give away a $25 Visa gift card. Kids need motivation, Leah. So how can we motivate our children to make better choices?
That is so true. Kids definitely need motivation. Like we've all said once or twice before in this program, goals. Help them set goals. When you have a goal and you have something to work towards, working towards it doesn't seem like working. Like, hey, I want to get an Xbox or a PS3, or I want some coins for my Roblox game that I like to play. Like, whatever goal you're setting for your child, they will go for it if they have a goal. So that's first thing. Secondly, reward them. I mean, when you're doing good things, it's always good to get a reward. And whether it's an extra slice of cake at dinner, or you can stay outside a little bit longer, like, rewards, they work wonders. And then the last thing is just making good money choices in front of your child. I mean, we all have our Starbucks days, and like today, I'm gonna go buy me some lunch. Don't tell my husband, but we all make those decisions. We all make those decisions in front of our children. We want to make sure that we're making the smart ones because they soak up everything, good and bad.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Kari, you mentioned your first bank account. You said between 13 and 18, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
What about car loans and credit cards? That's a whole nother animal, right?
It is, yes. So for a credit card, to get your first credit card in your own name, you'll need to be 18. And if you're under 21, you'll need a cosigner on that credit card. So this is taking out a loan. So this is a big deal. So, you know, a credit card is a very convenient way to pay for things online on stores. It is a loan, though. So like we've mentioned before, you need to have a plan for paying it off because you can quickly get in over your head. So you need to use it wisely. Credit cards are awesome. They are a great thing. You just have to, it's a tool. You have to use it well. And for an auto loan, it's also 18. You may need a co-signer depending on your circumstances. Again, this is a big purchase, so you want to go into it with your eyes open. You want to finance the right vehicle for you. And it's good to work with a lender that you can trust, so that they can help you protect the loan, do gap insurance, mechanical repair coverage, you know, those kinds of things to help you protect your vehicle and your loan.
Okay, makes good sense to me. Leah, what do you think the biggest mistake is teens make when it comes to their finances?
Oh, I could talk all day because I personally know I made tons of mistakes, but the biggest mistake, in my opinion, is unnecessary spending, first and foremost, just buying things because you can. With that, another mistake is not managing your money also and not focusing on savings. And it all goes hand in hand. If you have a budget, you can stop that unnecessary spending and you can save the things that you really want to do. Because we all know nothing in life is free. And it's easy to believe that when you're a teen and you're first starting to earn that money. And just like Kari said, don't believe the hype. I mean, just because your friend has a car doesn't mean that you need a new car. If you have a budget and you know exactly what you want, it'll come in time. So those are the biggest mistakes.
Okay. This kind of go back in the way back machine, okay? Not that you guys are going all that far back, but Kari, I'll ask you first. What do you wish you would have known about managing money when you were a teenager that would have helped you, you know, in the 20s when you're starting to establish your credit and starting to be an adult on your own?
The two big things, and they both have to do with credit score. I wish I had known how credit score was determined. So how do you have a good credit score, right? What are the rules of the game? And if you don't know the rules, and you start playing a game, right, the only way to learn them is to make a wrong move, and then you get a consequence, you know? So I wish I had known the importance of capacity when it comes to credit cards. So capacity is the amount of unused credit that you have on your credit line. The more unused credit that you have, the better your credit score. It's part of the credit score. They say capacity is king. They talk about that. So one way to play the game or make sure you have a higher score is that you use cards for convenience only. You put a little bit on there, you pay it off. You don't want to be carrying the high balances, even if you're making all your payments on time. Having that higher balance bringing down your score. So it's really important. Like once you get past 50% of your credit limit, it just starts to affect it. So you just need to keep that in mind. So put a little on there, pay it off, and you have that plan. And then the other one was the true weight of late payments. You know, we all know if there was a late payment, we're going to have to pay a late fee, right? But not only that, it knocks your score too. And depending on the loan and things you're doing, it'll up your interest rate. So before you know it, you can get yourself in quite a hole. So you need to be careful and not stretch yourself too much when you're first starting out. It's the whole tortoise and the hare kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
And slow and steady wins the race in this one. You don't want to stretch yourself too fast or cut too many corners, because that's right when life is going to throw you that curveball, and it can take a long time to get out of a hole once that happens.
Yeah, you bet. Leah, what about you?
Yep.
Yeah, same deal. Credit cards, I wish I knew like the extent of them. And like we were all told like, don't just pay the minimum, and like who has just paid the minimum. But once you do that a couple of times, it will guarantee to be very, very bad. Like my downfall was managing my credit card very well at the beginning, because I knew all that stuff, and then kind of letting it slip towards the end. So that's what I would say. I wish I would have known how to stay on top of the payments, and how to manage them and make sure, like Kari said, I don't have any late payments and the consequences of what those are.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Kari, let's talk specifically about resources NuMark has to help parents, grandparents, or adults get started talking to their children about money. You guys have some really good products that can push them in the right direction.
Yes, we have two. So for our youngest members, so age 0 to 12, we have our New Saver Force, which is our Super Saver team that helps our youngest members make good decisions with their money. So our Super Saver team, we have Zip, who loves to share, and Zap, who loves to save, and Zoom, who loves to spend. And you can visit our website at newmarkcu.org and see their adventures and do some of their activities. And then once you open that New Saver account, each time your child comes in, they can pick a fun prize out of Super Saver Vault. So they get to open it up and pick out a prize. It's really fun. And then for our teens, we have our New Dreams account. So that would be 13 through 18. And this savings account has an option to have a checking account in your own name, which you would have your debit card. It'll be under the watchful eyes of your parents, all of those things. So it's a great way to start saving, spending your money, using online banking, all that kind of stuff to just find out what it's like to do all that in the real world. So be set and ready to go.
I like that. I like it. So we're all good to go then. All right. Well, guys, thank you. That was fun, informative. Things that I certainly can take and use with I got a 22 and a 20. They're both still in college. So, the credit card situation and things like that is still very much right there. You want to establish credit. Kari, and real quick, before we let you go, I think that's important to point out as well. So, young people want to establish credit, but they don't have anything in terms of credit. So what are some of those things we can do? Do we need to co-sign for a credit card for them? How does all that work?
There are some different options. There are ways to do a credit card that would be secured. So you'd have a little money in an account that would secure that credit card and allow you to have a card on your own. So you can use that for a while, get that established with some history, and then you can move to a regular credit card. Another option might be to do a cosigner as well to help you get established. Okay. And it's good to do, go with a credit union to do that credit card. You'll have a lower interest rate, more options and things like that. And I would also say for anyone who's gotten themselves in trouble with credit card, if you're in that hole right now, come stop by and see us. We can help you. There are ways we can help you get out of that hole. All
right. Beautiful. Kari Endres, Vice President of Marketing for NuMark Credit Union. Leah Smith, Marketing Specialist for NuMark. Guys, thank you very much. I'm going to go give away a $25 gift card. You too. Thank you very much. We appreciate your time today.
Thank you, Scott. Have a good one.
All right. Take care. All right. Here's my question for the day. Earlier, we got a lot of good stuff to choose from there. In the first part of the program, I think it was Leah. Yeah, it was Leah who said, my big go-to when I wanted to save money, I wanted to go to blank. Okay, and I'll give you a hint. It was an amusement park. What amusement park did Leah want to go to that she had to save money for each and every year? 815-254-7300. That is the phone number, the Turk Furniture studio line. What amusement park did she, when she was a kid, want to go to save money for, and that was her go-to. 815-254-7300 is the phone number again. 815-254-7300. Name the amusement park, you get a $25 Visa gift card. And keep in mind, she grew up here in this area, okay? So you can do the math. Before we get ourselves a winner, I do want to remind you that dream bigger during NuMark Credit Union's home improvement sale for a limited time. Enjoy a low intro rate on their interest-only home equity line of credit. Use your savings to make home improvements, finance higher education, take a trip, and more. NuMark Credit Union has options for you, so call them at 815-729-3211 or visit newmarkcu.org. NuMark Credit Union, where you are family. All right, let's go to the Turk Furniture studio line. Hi, good morning. You're on WJFL Radio. Who am I speaking to?
John.
Hi, John. Where are you calling from today?
Joliet.
All right, John. What amusement park did she want to save money for when she was little?
Great America.
You got it exactly right. Nicely done, John. You have yourself a $25 Visa gift card, compliments of NuMark Credit Union. You hang on the line, okay, my friend?
All right. Thank you, Scott.
You bet. Thank you, and thanks to NuMark for another edition of Money Talk.